So today we're doing a review of the Goruck GR2 26 liter. In this video, I'm gonna talk about the pros and the cons, and we're gonna fully pack it out so you can decide if it's a pack for you. Look at all that stitching right there. Craziest best warranties, decent ventilation, expensive backpack. But don't worry, if you're not quite feeling the GR2, you're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the review where I'll make some alternative bag recommendations that might better suit your needs. But first things first, follow me to the review desk. All right, first up, let's talk about the gist of the Goruck GR2 26 liter. If you don't know about Goruck, quick 17-second history. They make the self-proclaimed world's best rucksacking bags, and rucksacking is this. But in their process of making the world's best rucksacking bags and also having deep military roots, they ended up having this cult-like following of not only people who rucksack or are in the military, but people who just love badass, ultra-durable, made-in-USA backpacks, which is exactly what the GR2 is. Some of its top features are multiple external lash points in the front compartment, a diagonal cut, quick access, pocket in the front, a removable patch, which some of y'all love, a large front compartment with a bunch of organization. Ow. You laugh every time I'm in pain, Margaret. It's a Hong Kong thing. And a larger main compartment with also a decent amount of organization to it. Insane, beefy, durable comfort, a bomb-proof laptop compartment. But the biggest selling point is really just the way these bags are built, how durable they are, and their lifetime warranty, which we'll talk about in just a second. As of recording, the GR2 comes in 6 color options, but Goruck is always changing out new materials, new colors based on seasonality and what's in demand. The GR2 also comes in 3 size options: a 40 liter, a 34 liter, and then this guy, the 26 liter. 26 liters for me is a great size for EDC, everyday carry, if you have a lot of gear, or you just like to have that extra space just in case. Or 26 liters is great for weekend travel. It's good for a 2 to 3 day trip, no problemo, as long as you're a little bit lighter of a packer. The dimensions are about 18 inches height, 13 inches width, and when fully packed out, it's got a depth of around 6 inches. Goruck says the GR2 26 liter weighs 3.9 pounds, and our scale pretty much so agrees, as we're at 3.79 pounds. This is the Goruck GR2 26 liters when it's empty. This is the bag when it's fully packed out and worn on me. I'm 5'8", and this is the bag when it's fully packed out and worn on our media manager, Margaret, who is 5'2". And don't you worry, we're gonna pack out the entire bag throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. All Goruck products are backed by their lifetime scars warranty, which is one of the craziest best warranties out there right now. And it better be, because this bag comes in at a very hefty price tag of, wait for it, $400 US. That's the sound of half the people watching this review leaving. Best of luck to you. But if you're still here, it means that you're maybe not intimidated by the price point. And if that's the case, and at any point in time you're gonna make a purchase, or you just wanna find out more information, we do ask that you do so using the first link in the description below. That link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team, so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. All right, let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's talk about the front of the Goruck GR2 26 liter. First thing to note about the front of any bag is the aesthetic. It's the soul, it's everything, right? This is the look of the bag. And Goruck's look could be summarized in one word: gym, military, tactical. Is that one word? It is now. It's definitely more on the tactical side, and you can definitely see its heavy military inspiration. The founder actually was in the military, and that ranges from all the external lash points to the patches with the America flag and just kind of everything about it. Goruck is great with their branding. They're very anonymous. I actually don't see the word Goruck anywhere on this thing. And the patch that comes with it can easily be removed and replaced with other patches that can express who you are if you don't want to rock the American flag. Let me know in the comments below though, are you a patch person? Question A. And question B, if you could make any patch in the world, what would your patch be? I'd have a Nomads Nation patch, that was too easy. But I'm not much of a patch person, but if I had a Nomads Nation patch, I think that I would actually rock that. I don't know, let me know your patch thoughts below. Now next up, let's talk about materials. This fabric is 1000D Cordura. And as you can see, it's a beautiful weave, and Cordura is one of the best thread makers in the world. If it's Cordura, it's quality. And 1000D is a very thick weave. So what that means is this bag is gonna be definitely it feels heavy and durable, and it's not super light and malleable, but it is, it's just it's very in line with what you would expect a hardcore military tactical bag to feel like. But it's also very weather resistant and extremely abrasion resistant. Next level abrasion resistant. From there we got all these external lash points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 3 is 18. Should have been a math teacher. So if you want to connect 18 carabiners to the outside of this bag, that's an option. And there's more on the back too. Wow. Finally, we can talk about pockets. The first of which is this front diagonal pocket right there. This is sort of Goruck's signature look. It's protected with this little flap right here for extra weather resistance. And underneath it is a YKK zipper. Nice smooth opening and closing. This pocket runs all the way down here, so you got some decent real estate that you're working with. There's no additional organization in that pocket, so for me it's a great spot for like my over-the-head headphones, right? They're big, they're a bit bulky, and I want quick access to them, right? Because I'm on the train and someone's being loud and annoying and it's like, silence, fool. I will say it's not the quickest of access, but it does allow you to grab your gear that's loaded in there pretty fast. Next up, let's talk about the front compartment, which annoys me a little bit because here's why. This corner it gets me every time. Now listen, these are huge zippers. These are like YKK number 10s, right? I think so, yeah. They're chunky, right? And the fabrics are chunky and it's reinforced by reinforced. There's so much going on. This bag weighs 4 pounds at 26 liters. So like with that is not gonna be always a super smooth and fluid experience. This bag ain't Tai Chi. It is Muay Thai meets Jiu-Jitsu, meets sumo wrestling. So the edges and everything, you know, you're gonna get caught sometimes, whether it's this corner because of the flap and just the way that the materials are. But I do think over time that might settle a little bit. If you own a Goruck before and you've had any problems in these corners or just in general with the opening and closing, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Let us know in the comments below. But you can see when we get into this front compartment, there's a lot of organization, which is really interesting because this is where the GR1 and the GR2 sort of separate themselves. Because there's a lot of overlap between the GR1 and the GR2 and the sizes, but the big difference between the two is that the GR1 is a lot simpler and the GR2 has this extra front compartment and other things on top of that. In this compartment, we have sort of a built-in tech pouch at the top, a zippered mesh pocket below. Then on the front side of this compartment, we have a zippered pocket, non-mesh, and then complementary mesh pocket right there. What's cool is this pocket can open to like basically 100% clamshell, making it easier to access whatever you put in there, or when you pack things in there, speaking of which, let's pack it out with some stuff. So I'm just kind of throwing a bunch of EDC stuff on the table, and this front compartment is where we're gonna put like the smaller things, right? Because you got a lot of smaller compartments and things that I just kind of want quicker access to. And I have no reason or rhyme for how I'm gonna pack this out, so let's see how it goes. Starting with a couple of notebooks and these mesh pockets here. And the built-in tech pouch, this is actually a really interesting inclusion, and I suspect it to be controversial. Kind of reminds me of Black Ember's inclusion of a tech pouch in their Shadow backpack, but much less prescriptive. So we can throw some wires in here, throw my keys in there, keep them nice and safe. Laptop battery, good there. On top here, I'm gonna throw another portable battery, my mouse as well if I wanna get some work done. Actually, I put these pens in with their notebooks. I feel like that's where they belong. And then this mesh pocket, we'll do some tape measure and a hero clip. And then I got my little tool set actually in this cap 0.5. And that should be able to fit as well. I don't know how bulky of items this compartment will fit, but you can kind of see we have a decent distribution. Don't forget me. You're in, buddy. Let's kind of see how this closes. I suspect it'll do quite well because just the way these freaking bags are built. But you can see right now, I'm getting like zippered stoppage, right? This 1000D Cordura with these chunky zippers, I mean, it just comes with the territory. You gotta learn to kind of love it, right? Goruck's like, you're working out all the time with us. You can see right there, well loaded, doesn't look too weird. This bag is a vibe. So let's keep vibing, dude. Let's talk about the middle of the Goruck GR2 26 liter. One thing to note about Goruck bags that even their hardcore community loathes entirely is the lack of water bottle holders on either side of the exterior of the bag. Because you're like, dude, well, you're military and like rucksacking and like water's important to those people. But Goruck's like, go f yourself. They're like, yeah, well, instead of a water bottle, we'll give you some external lash points because 18 in the front probably wasn't enough. So we gave you another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on each side. So you got another 12 total, grand total of 40. Should have been a math teacher. So in theory, you can clip a water bottle to this part, but yeah, if an external water bottle holder is crucial for you at 400 USD, wait till the alternative section. I actually got one for you that might work better. On the top, we have a top handle. I think she thought that this would be a little bit better, well padded. It might have a bit more space, because I'm like a small dude, I'm 5'8", but some of these military dudes are like, you know, freaking mountains, right? So I don't know how they're gonna get their beefy hands in there. But on the flip side, one good thing about this top handle is how reinforced that stitching is. I mean, look at all that stitching right there. This handle ain't going nowhere. And we're gonna see the same part on the shoulder straps as well, but one step at a time, we'll get there in a minute. And if you're thinking to yourself, dude, backpack theory and reinforced stitching and all these different backpacks, I'm loving this video. I wish that I could learn more about the world of backpacks. Well, hold your horses, Johnny. or Sally, whatever your name is, you can. Because not only do we review backpacks here on Nomads Nation, but we actually also have the Nomads Nation newsletter. And in that, I kind of highlight what's happening on a weekly basis in the carry community. And the carry community is exactly what it sounds like. People like me, and probably like you, who are just freaking obsessed with backpacks. Because we're literally in the midst of a backpack revolution right now. Whether you like the tactical style of Goruck, or the urban style of Air, or anything in between, there's a lot of crazy stuff happening. And the Nomads Nation newsletter is the best way to stay on top of it all. So to sign up, simply look for this globe icon in the description below, and I hope to see you in your inbox. Let's keep packing out this guy. All right, for the main compartment, yet again, those big old chunky YKK zippers. And I think this should be clamshell. Oh yeah, it most certainly kind of is. Yeah, we're clamming. We're totally clamming. It should be noted too, there's a weird thing going on with the relationship at the bottom of this bag. Here, in the middle of this bag here, where this part where this mesh pocket is actually, this is the bottom of the bag. So when you flip it inside out, this is that, and then that becomes this. The mind is then blown. I've never seen that before. We got a little bit less of organization in this compartment versus the front, but not that much. We've got a mesh pocket here, zippered mesh pocket here as well. An elastic sort of stowage pocket right there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 3, 18 more external lash points. We're at a grand total of 58, I think. There's more coming too, there's more. Let's pack it out. One thing I like about this size bag is that if you don't mind a little bit bigger of an EDC, like I said, it can double for travel. So let's say we're taking a little weekend trip to Costa Rica. No, Peru, final answer. So I got a week's worth of clothes and undies here from Air. I'm packing light to Peru, okay? One bag in it. And then a little DOP kit, and then we saw that I had all my tech stuff in the front already. You can see, packing cube fits really nicely there. DOP kit right on top. And then on this side, I'm gonna throw my Kindle. And I think I'd feel safe with my over-the-head headphones being here. This is a nice soft landing pad for them. And yeah, now con, the zips. Woo, they will ease up over time. They have to. But Pro, it's just a friggin', it's just like it's a backpack. It's absolutely a backpack. It's a crazy priced, crazy over-engineered, overbuilt backpack, but it's a backpack. But no backpack is worth $400 if it's not comfortable. No backpack's worth any money if it's not comfortable. So let's jump into the next section and talk about the back of the Goruck GR2 26 liter. Now let's start, before we get into the comfort, with the laptop section, because Goruck says their laptop compartment is bomb-proof, and we are not gonna test that here on the channel. But I will say, it is very impressive. You got sort of this like cornered, triangular sort of opening, and you can see when you're in, that's where the laptop goes. Goruck gives laptop specifications, but it doesn't say exactly what laptop can fit, so we made a 3D print of a 16-inch MacBook Pro, and it should fit. It absolutely does fit. Zip close? Oh, hell yeah. And I gotta admit, when my laptop is in here, like, it's just, I feel very safe. That's because of the insane amount of padding on this back panel, reinforced by whatever's being packed out in the main compartment. It's just a really good laptop compartment. But I got two cons with the laptop compartment. Con number one is the lack of PU coating on this zipper. Now don't get me wrong, like zippers in themselves are very weather resistant, and PU coating absolutely peels off over time. But sometimes it's just nice to have that little bit extra peace of mind with your laptop compartment, to have that little extra fortification. So it would have been nice to see at this price point, but I get that that's just not Goruck's thing. But con number two, it's because of the location of this laptop compartment, which is quite strange. It's behind the shoulder straps, which means that, you know, you gotta kind of like move around the shoulder straps and then do this and then to do, it's a hassle. But then on the flip side of that, it does provide a little bit extra security, right? So if you're concerned about, you know, leaving your bag and somebody trying to snatch your laptop, like this buys you a couple of seconds. So there's a pro and a con to everything. Back panel itself, like I said, stupid padding, decent ventilation, not the best, but there will be some breathability coursing through these cuts. Then for shoulder straps, talk about reinforcement. Remember we talked about this top handle and how reinforced the stitching was? I mean, look at these shoulder straps, same thing. I mean, look at all this stitching right here. Goruck is known for having their shoulder straps be very well sewn into the bags. And the good news is, if anything bad happens, your Scar's lifetime guarantee has got your back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lash points on each one for 12. I think we're at, what, 70 lash points on this bag? I lost count. It's a lot of lash points. I'm curious though, like, is that too many lash points for you? Is it not enough lash points for you? I wanna hear your thoughts on external lash points. Let me know in the comments below. And these are some big, beefy shoulder straps. The width is really, really crazy. which for some you're gonna hate, like, cause it covers a lot of real estate, right? On those hot summer days, it's not like a light and breezy bag. There's nothing light and breezy about this bag. There is only intense and intense with this bag. But that extra padding does help to kind of ease the burden of the load when this thing is really packed out. And finally, one last thing I'm gonna complain about with Goruck bags is at 400 USD, I expect there to be no dangle. Just give me one of those little nylon webs, little nylon holders, right, to keep the dangle in its place. Because if there's one thing I believe in, it's stopping the dangle. Show them the mini Aaron. Stop the dangle. Preach it, little guy. And one final thing to note before we go into the actual comfort section outside is that Goruck has changed the lining on their shoulder straps. It used to be like 1000D, like the same material as this, which is just terrible for the skin and the clothes. Too hardcore. We know you're hardcore, but like, can you tune it down a notch? And Goruck did. And now we have a super smooth 210D nylon, which is still quite durable, but it's just a better material for shoulder straps, for sure. Okay, let's see what you're made of, Goruck GR2. Let's take it outside, test out the comfort. Aaron outside, 16 minutes from now. What's the deal with the comfort of this bag? So wearing this bag for about 15 minutes now, and overall Goruck comfort, it's just a vibe, dude. I mean, these are the chunkiest, thickest shoulder straps you're gonna find on the market, and that's gonna be really uncomfortable and oppressive to some, or like, yeah, yeah, to others. Overall, I would appreciate maybe a bit more ventilation on the back panel at this price point, but you know, this thing is just so well built. The harness system, it's tough. It's got a vibe, it's durable, and if that's what you're looking for, you're gonna find this bag to be very, very comfortable. Let's take it back to the office and talk about the pros and the cons. Pro number one, insanely well built. Pro number two is the Scars lifetime guarantee is truly one of the best in the market. And pro number three is the impressive amount of organization the GR2 offers over the GR1. But on the con side, getting some snagging and difficulty opening the zippers, especially on the corners of this front compartment. Con number two, I forgot to mention this, I would have liked a lighter color in the interior to make it a little bit less of a black hole of death. And con number three, there's no way around it. At $400 US, this is an expensive backpack. And just a reminder, if you're considering making a purchase, we do ask that you do so using the first link in the description below. Thank you very much. But maybe you're not quite sold, you wanna hear what those alternative backpack recommendations I was teasing at the beginning are? Let's go chat over here. Okay, so for alternative backpack recommendation number one, I'm gonna mix it up a little bit and give you this guy right here, which is the Mission Workshop Rhake, or Rhake, not sure how to pronounce it. This is a good option for you if you like that kind of badass, tactical look, but you want a bag that has a different aesthetic, tons of features, and is also weather resistant. And to learn more about the Mission Workshop Rhake, whatever, take a look at the description below and you'll find a link to our full review. All right, alternative backpack recommendation numero dos is gonna be this right here, which is the King Kong Core Backpack. Great option for you if you're totally digging like the tactical vibes of Goruck, but it's a bit out of your price range. King Kong makes some really solid bags, and they come at a much more accessible price point. And to learn more about this bag, check the description below and you'll find a link to our full review. And finally, alternative bag recommendation number three is the Goruck GR1, which I do not currently have, but it's a great option for you if you're digging the GR2 26 liter, but you want something a bit smaller and a little bit less feature heavy with less compartments and less organization. The GR1 is absolutely a bad pack, and to learn more about it, simply watch this video right here. If you got any questions about any bags, let me know in the comments below. My name is Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.